What's going on, guys? This is Dr. Johnson over at Aspire Chiropractic. You've now seen me a couple of times, so it's still me. I'm still here. This is what we're going to talk about today. Everyone hates these. They're headaches. Who likes headaches? If you do, you're weird. All right, we got three most common types of headaches that we see in our office on a daily basis. We treat hundreds of them a week, right? We got tension headaches, cluster headaches, migraines. So, most common, tension. This is your typical headache that you're going to see. Oh, I have a headache. I need to take an ibuprofen. Things of that nature. It is not going to be excruciating pain, but it's not going to feel great, if that makes sense, in relation to the other two that we're going to discuss in just a second. So, tension headache. Let's go over this. Here is your big old head right there. Probably smaller than mine, but there's your head. Here's your spine. And this area right here is going to be your neck, okay? So you have, first off, we know we have muscles everywhere. We don't even know the names of some of them. All right, you have these muscles right here connecting from your neck, your spine in your neck, to the base of your big head. All right, so let's say you have a stressful day at work, or you're sitting at your computer and you're typing a lot, and a lot of people work from home, work from a computer at a desk, staring at a screen for 8 hours, mouse in hand clicking, typing on the keyboard. You literally are dormant. You don't move much, maybe to eat lunch, and that's about it, okay? You're already sitting there dormant. You're not moving, same posture. It's not good, and now you're dealing with crappy people at work. Okay, so you have these muscles. We'll relate tension to traps. So T. You have these muscles right here. These are your traps. Everyone knows what traps are. And then you have scapula right here, and you got two muscles right here on the insides of these that we call the rhomboid muscles. So your trap is going to run all the way down here like this. This headache actually starts right here, believe it or not. It does not start up here. It starts right back there. As your day goes on and gets worse, you deal with this headache and these people. It's going to continuously make its way up to the top of your head. That's where it becomes, quote unquote, a headache. And it's going to start to wrap around your head as the day goes on, as you deal with more stress. So, chiropractic adjustment. We adjust everything up here because you got nerves that come out of here, right? They're going to come out of these holes, wrap around upwards to your brain. These are going to be irritated when there's a subluxation going on in here. Going to squeeze these nerves. These nerves go to the head. What's going to happen? You're going to have a headache. So, next, we are going to talk about cluster headaches. So, you go to the bar with some buddies. You're having a few drinks. Supposed to be a few. Turns into quite a few. You wake up the next morning. Your head is throbbing, right? Okay, here's you. I'm about to draw you. Boom, 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 boom. You're pissed off. You woke up. You got 5 hours of sleep. You now have a throbbing headache behind this eye, right? This is what we're going to call a cluster headache. More common in males. This is the headache they say wakes you up at night. And more importantly, it's typically going to be one-sided. You're not going to have it on both sides. A lot of times it's going to be the left side. So, one-sided. Okay, main trigger for this headache, alcohol. These cluster headaches, they're not long headaches. They last anywhere from 15 minutes to 3 hours. A lot of people will take ibuprofen to help them, which may or may not help, depends on the severity, but I'll tell you what will help, a chiropractic adjustment. That's for a fact. That'll be instant relief. And you don't have to put pills in your body. And then another kind of like symptom that occurs with this, I guess you could call it a symptom. It's kind of just a general movement. Kind of like rocking back and forth. So a patient will just be like pacing, I guess, rocking back and forth like this, really because they're uneasy. And then the intensity of it is so intense is what's causing the person to be uneasy. Just rocking, maybe tapping their finger, tapping their foot, things of that nature. So that's your tension. That is your cluster headache, and that comes on from what? Mainly alcohol. Okay. We're going to talk about migraines next, which I don't personally think I've ever had one. I really couldn't tell you. If I feel like if I had one, I'd know because they're extremely painful, but they're really genetic related, and no one in my family has ever really gotten migraines. So I'm going to go out there and say that I haven't had one, thankfully. So we've checked off tension, cluster. We are now on to the migraine headache. Like I said, it's very genetic related. It's more related to it's more neurological thing, aka nerves that we talked about. So there's your big head again. We're gonna draw your spine right there. These typically last anywhere from 4 hours to 72 hours, and they're triggered by light, which is why a lot of people that get them, if you've had them, you just want to sit in a dark room and close your eyes. That's the most relieving thing for you at the time. They can cause nausea, vomiting a lot of times. Light triggers them. Hot, like loud noises is really going to be irritating to someone with a migraine. And then it's what they produce what we call like an aura. So an aura that wraps around the head basically. So like we talked about earlier, these nerves come through here. Your brain stem comes right through here. Let's say this is your second bone in your neck right here. Your brain stem is going to extend right through here. So if you have a migraine or you have a subluxation going on right here at C2, we'll say, that's going to pinch these nerves that are leading up into your brain. So really, you have a brain problem when you have a migraine. Migraines are typically going to be have a feel of like throbbing, like a very intense pulsing pain. Usually one-sided, typically just like the cluster headaches. Can be both or on both sides, but typically going to be one-sided. So this is a little breakdown of the 3 most common types of headaches that we see on a daily basis in our office. Like I said, we see hundreds of these a week, and our patients see instant relief. So, if you or anyone family members, friends, whatever it may be, have constant chronic headaches, multiple a week, especially migraines, and they're just tired of dealing with it. They don't know what to do. They're tired of taking Tylenol, ibuprofen, things of that nature. Then that's right in our wheelhouse. That's what we do. That's what we're trained to do, to make those go away as fast as possible for people that have them. So if you're experiencing that, our front door is right there. Aspire Chiropractic, again, in case you didn't hear it the first time, we would love to see you and get you feeling better and treat these headaches that you're having chronically on a daily basis.